Well, neither would I, baby. We're not putting in that in the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video where I talk about my thoughts on movies and stuff. This video was suggested by a viewer, so if you guys want to see me do my thoughts on other movies, let me know which movies in the comments. I've also seen a lot of comments where most of you say you haven't seen the movies I do videos on, which isn't really on me because I tell you to suggest movies in the comments. But I don't want to spoil things for you. Unless you want me to, then in that case, I don't know, keep doing you. But I don't always know what film I'm gonna do my video on next. So from now on, I'm gonna be posting on Instagram, or I'll be tweeting. I'm going to tweet it every weekend, or every Monday, or maybe both. I'll tweet on the weekend and I'll tweet on Monday. And then you guys will have plenty of time to watch a film before I subject it to my thoughts. So go down to the description box below, follow me on all my socials, and from there, you can keep up with what I'm keeping up with. If it's in cinema, then you can go watch it in cinema. If it's on Netflix, then you can go and watch it on Netflix. And if you have neither, but you love this little game that we've been playing, well... But okay, I think we've digressed enough. Today's video is on Project Power, a film where people can utilize superpowers unique to them for 5 minutes after they take a pill. One of the characters can get really hard after taking the pill. Wait, no, that's not what I meant. Project Power is definitely an interesting film, though there are a few things that I feel it could have done better. Though before we get into that, hit that big red button and hit that bell button too. Somehow the percentage of viewers who aren't subscribed has somehow gotten higher. Somehow 78% of you have commitment issues. Hey. It's okay. I'll be here. Just subscribe. All done? Great. On with the show. Oh, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen Project Power yet. Alright then. I've got a question for you. I don't think I'm ready for the answer. Still, I wanna ask you, would you lie? No. Make me cry? No. Do something behind my back and then try cover it up. Okay, that's where it ends. Yeah, I felt a little flat. But seriously, I've got a question for you. What's up? If you could have a superpower, what would it be? Heat vision. Oh, like Superman? Or maybe something more like Cyclops? Yes, except it wouldn't be for me. I'd do it to other people. I'm sorry, what? Think about it. While my enemies are on a romantic dinner, I activate their heat vision. They burn 2 searing holes into the eyes of their beloved. And now my enemies show no fear. I don't even know why I bother anymore. But why do you ask? Well, I watched Project Power. Let me guess, you hated it. Hey, don't just assume how I'm gonna feel about things. I enjoyed it. Really? Yeah, it was fun. Oh wow, I mean there's so much for a Netflix movie. But what the hell does that mean? It's clearly having a bit of an identity crisis, but much like a college kid experimenting with their sexuality, or, you know, an old person going through a midlife crisis, Netflix gives it a wide enough audience to watch it spiral. Okay, first off, that's offensive to my college experience. I ain't judge you. And secondly, Project Power was an excellent showcase of theatrical skill. Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Jamie Foxx on the same screen? Why hasn't this happened more often? Hold on. And don't get me started on Dominic Fishback. Out here spitting those dope bars like it's nothing. That's not what I mean. Of course the acting was amazing. I love Jogo Lev as much as anybody else. And you're never gonna catch me hating on the Fox. So then, the story. I meant the story. What's going on? There is a young girl who wants to achieve the dream of being a rapper while she sells drugs to pay for her mother's condition. There is a military officer who's searching for his kidnapped child, and a die-hard cop. Dude, pick a lane. What's wrong with that? All three storylines come together smoothly. I wouldn't say smoothly. You barely even got to know these guys. There's no backstory. Well, Frank is And what about the relationship between Robin and Art? Art? Oh, you mean the major? There's only one major, and her name is Motoko Kusanagi. Okay, I agree. Motoko is the only major. Though the relationship between Art and Robin is meant to be very much like that between Batman and Robin. So you have Art running into these situations way in over his head, and Robin, the underage sidekick, comes in and saves him. Batman and Robin? Are we just going to forget that Art threw her in the back of his car, threatened to kill both her and her mother, and now I'm just supposed to believe that they're friends? Okay, yeah, they didn't meet in the best of circumstances, but let's be honest, he wasn't gonna do any of that. How was she supposed to know? Heck, how do you know? I thought the guy was straight up loco, ese. Relax, it's not Jamie Foxx from Baby Driver. I don't know, man. I don't know why they had Robin run around as his replacement daughter. That just felt weird. Okay, maybe the story wasn't the best, but at least those visuals were so stunning. And those action sequences were wild. That scene where Frank gets shot in the head, oh, that was crazy. I will admit that some of the scenes were amazing and the CGI was very impressive. But that one fight scene, you know that one I'm talking about, the one with the cold girl? Are you kidding me? That was amazing. It was messed up. I think I would have rather watched Jamie Foxx kill bad guys than watch Becky with the good hair die of what's probably the worst case of hypothermia New Orleans has ever seen. That was probably one of the most innovative action sequences we have seen this year. So what if Casey Neistat's on-screen girlfriend got the wrong side of an Elsa makeover? So what? It was good. You know it was. Say it. Yeah, okay, fine. Thank you. Here's the thing though. Much like the story, I can't really place what this movie is. Is this a superhero movie? I mean, I guess you could say it was. Nobody feels like a superhero or a supervillain for that matter. It doesn't feel like the same stakes, you know? I think it would be more accurate to see it less as superheroes and villains and more as a discussion of where power lies in our society, how it's transferred, and the structures put into place to make sure that those who have it keep it. Ah, so it's also a metaphor. I'd say. Thank God, because when you look at it literally, there's just so much that I can't overlook. Like, why does everyone get the same powers? What? You take the pill once, and you get a power. You take the pill a second time, and you get the same power? Well, that makes sense. No, it doesn't. You see, if every power is based on a natural survival or hunting ability that an animal has in the wild, then every pill should give you a new power. Wow. Okay, yeah, no, that's actually a pretty good point. Maybe Art could have had the same power every time he took a pill because he was experimented on originally. But you see, Machine Gun Kelly could have easily transformed into Dishwasher Machine Kelly the second time he took a pill, and to something else the third time he took a pill. Dishwasher Machine Kelly, it's a good one. He was a good extra. Better than what he did in Bird Box. Yeah, I was impressed. But we digress. If this pill is only meant to give you powers based on animals and their abilities that are found in the wild, then how are we supposed to see any of the cool powers? You know, the teleportation, the flying, you know, the really cool stuff. It would have been nice to see somebody teleport and, I don't know, for example, be terrified of the dimension they just passed through. Uncanny X-Men style. You read my mind. I just feel like it was a wasted opportunity to make a superhero franchise that isn't limited to the trends that have been set by Marvel and Disney. But you still enjoyed it? Yeah, I did. I don't think this movie could have gotten this kind of attention in theaters, but you know, when it's a Friday night and the voice from ETV is in your head, this will do you just fine. I don't know. What do you guys think? Was Project Power a gob-stopping perspective on what power means in society? Or should we all have just powered down our devices instead of watching it? I enjoyed it a great deal, and I remember being very happy with the film after I watched it. It's pretty amazing, and I feel like I only realized the faults in hindsight. Grace Randolph, who has a movie review channel known as Behind the Trailer, she said that Project Power was excellent for Netflix. And I kind of agree with her. Much like Bright or The Old Guard, this is another Netflix movie that I don't know how it would do outside of Netflix. Like, I don't know how it would do in a theater situation, but it's right at home for Netflix. Almost perfect. And of course, I'm not saying that these movies can't stand on their own 2 feet in a cinema. I'm just saying I don't know if it would be a drop-dead fantastic box office hit. I also noticed a few similarities across the board, like how there is an evil pharmaceutical company that's doing a lot of bad things for the greater good. We saw that in Project Power, and we also saw that in The Old Guard. But once again, I'm not trying to take anything away from any of these awesome films. I feel like Project Power is an excellent look into what's happening in the world today. A world where a young girl is forced to sell her power just to survive. A world where a police officer has to abuse his power just so that he can do the right thing. There's a lot of examples of good people having to do bad things to do good things. And I think that's a very interesting concept in today's world. It does also briefly touch on how capitalism is damaging certain neighborhoods because major corporations can get away with, I don't know, doing things like stimulating drug trade to devalue a community. And all of that is well and good. But I do think that the premise could have been touched on a little bit more. And the story could have used a little bit more substance in my opinion, but the world building was amazing. I think it would be very interesting to see what other stories in that universe would look like, maybe in the form of a series. Which brings me to my last point. Something gives me the feeling that Netflix is intentionally doing this. A lot of people had the same feelings about Bright, in the sense that it would have done better, or rather that they were expecting it to be a series. And I could personally say the same thing about The Old Guard. And now again for Project Power. All movies that within them towards the end do leave a little bit of sequel material. So I think it's very possible that Netflix could adapt its own movies into its own series. If Netflix ever decides to run the original series of its own original movies, then remember that you heard it here first. But hey, that's just a theory. A stream theory? But yeah guys, that's all I've got to say today. If you like this, give it a big thumbs up. If you absolutely hated this video, give it an even bigger thumbs up. Like, hit your screen really hard. I'm told it helps. Hit that big red button. Subscribing is free, and I'm told good fortune comes to you if you do. So who knows? Maybe by the next time we're uploading, you'll be granted with a pill that gives you superpowers you've wanted all your life. Don't forget to follow us on all our socials so that you know what I'm going to do my thoughts on next. And that's all from me, guys. Bye-bye.